Hey guys, it's Daniel, Arms Family Homestead, out in the high tunnel again today. It's where I'm going to spend a lot of my time in the next couple months. So I told you the other day, I put together some more soil blocks and I couldn't decide what I was going to put in them. So I think I'm going to do a little experiment. You guys saw me the other day plant all those tomatoes, peppers, and eggplants in the garage and put them on the heated seed mat, and then I put them under the grow lights. I'm going to try a tray out here outside in the high tunnel. I'm not going to give them any heat. I'm not going to put a seed mat under them. I'm just going to treat them just like the rest of my crops, because I've already got the seeds. They came in the Homestead box for the month of February for seed starting. So I figure, why not experiment and try it? So I'm going to try about 3 different varieties of tomatoes and a couple varieties of peppers in the soil blocks in the high tunnel. No heat added, no nothing. So we'll see how it goes. So this seed tray has 50 soil blocks in it. I've got 5 varieties, so 3 varieties of tomatoes and 2 varieties of peppers. So I'm going to put 10 seeds of each variety, and we'll see how it goes. Just an experiment, guys. Here we go with those teeny tiny little bitty seeds again. Whew, them are little bitty. Okay, so I'm a goober. I said 10 seeds of each variety. I'm gonna do 8 because 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 rows of 4, that's 8, not 10. Gosh. Now, one question I've had a couple times when I'm using these soil blocks is, do I cover my seeds when I plant? And yes, I absolutely do. And I'm going to show you real quick how I do it, especially on these little bitty seeds like these tomatoes and peppers. You can't just throw a bunch of dirt on top of them because you'll bury them too deep. And I use a 2-part mix, and I got a very fancy tool. Keeps it nice and soft and fluffy. See that? Look at that old wire basket. Probably at one time was in like a fish fryer or some kind of fry daddy cooker, but I put my mix in there and kind of shake it, and it keeps the big particles from going over on top of my seeds. So here's what I use. It's a 2-part mix. The first part is the potting mix. This is the most common potting mix that I use. It has no bark in it, no bark added. And the perk to that is when you're using this soil blocker, you want that stuff to pack together really well. Well, it's kind of moist right now, but this stuff is really fine, really small pieces, and when you wet it, it just stays together really well. Okay, so that's the first part. Second part is perlite. So I'll mix about half and half perlite and my potting mix here into my little wire basket. Mix that together a little bit, and I'll just take it. Here's my seed tray. I'm just going to shake it over the top. And that's how I cover my seeds. It allows it to be a nice, airy, fluffy, small, real fine, combination of soil and perlite that goes over the top of it. So those seeds, those little bitty tomato seeds, you can't cover them very deep or they will not make it out of the soil. So I'm going to use my little misting purple wand of magic to water these guys in, and we'll see how they do. Like I said, this is an experiment. It's it's first week of March. Shouldn't really be growing tomatoes and peppers outside, but I'm not outside. I'm in here under plastic, so we'll see. They may get froze out, and they may not ever germinate for a couple weeks. Who knows? We'll see. Well, today's been exactly 1 week since I planted those seeds here in the shop in my little miniature soil blocks. Planted tomatoes, peppers, and eggplants. So let's check in on them, and I'm going to show you the next step in the process. So just as I suspected, the tomatoes popped up fast. Now this is only about 2 or 3 days worth of growth, and they're getting leggy real fast, so I need to get them put under some grow lights. But look, eggplant, 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 peppers, peppers. None of the eggplant and peppers have sprouted yet, but the tomatoes got just almost 100% germination. They're even starting to come up in my little strawberry bed, my little strawberry container. So let's get these things put under some lights. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm still going to use my seed mat because I want them to stay warm because my peppers and eggplant haven't germinated. So I got a piece of plywood just to, you know, because if I put that heat mat directly on this wire, I'm going to lose all my heat underneath. So I'm going to put this heat mat on a piece of plywood and then set my seeds on top of that. There we go. So I've got 2 sets of lights here. And I'll lower them down to where they're almost touching those tomato plants. Because we don't want them getting leggy. They were reaching for the sun because I had a window in my garage. But that's just a couple days growth out of those little tomatoes. But they'll stand up pretty soon, and hopefully we can get some eggplant and peppers to germinate. Looky there, I stand corrected, guys. I see 2 little pepper sprouts. Won't be long, I'll have a bunch of peppers. So yesterday when Houston and I were down here in the high tunnel planting those strawberries and tomatoes and peppers and things, kind of reminded me I got a few tools that I hadn't put any linseed oil on yet. So I got my little trowel from Homestead iron that came in the Homestead box. I love this thing, man. It is awesome. Razor sharp. If you noticed yesterday, I was cutting up in all those bags of compost with this. I'm telling you, it's just almost like a knife and just slice open those bags of compost. So I got to put some linseed oil on this. A little homemade weeding hoe. If you haven't seen this thing, I'll leave a link in the video below. I just built this thing, it's just a paint roller and a broom handle, but it's been out here in the sun, needs a little linseed oil on it. If you haven't seen this, check out the video in the link. I may put a card to the video right there. And just an old shovel down here at the barn down here in the greenhouse that stays down here. It needs a little linseed oil on it. Just a little tool maintenance real quick before I forget. So first thing I did, I come in, I sanded all my handles down, get any rough spots off, and then I'm just going to apply a little linseed oil. And this stuff is like magic for your tools. I'd never really used it a lot until it came in that first box from the Homestead box. And I love it. It's great stuff. Puts a good finish on your handles. Just put a little bit on a rag, on a cloth, and just wipe it on those wooden handles. Makes a world of difference. Even look prettier. Look at that. Looks nice and finished on this little trowel. It's good stuff. Nothing fancy, just linseed oil on a handle. This is an awesome little tool though. When your plants are real small and you need to weed around onions and little starter plants, it's perfect. Now it's not for digging, you'll break this, but it's a good little tool. That's the last load of soil to finish these beds off, and I'm glad. That's a nice way of putting it. Success! Finally! I'm sweating like a pig, man. It is not hot outside, but there's no wind in here, so got all the raised beds filled finally. Got to finish topping this off with some compost, mix it all in, put a little fertilizer, bone meal, blood meal, and all my beds are full. That was a chore. It's work. There you have it. Hopefully that's the last time I have to get the tractor in here this season. tilled all this up, pulled up all my tractor marks where my tires have drove, and compressed the soil, so fresh tilled soil. High tunnel's ready to go. We're ready to get cooking for spring now. All my little plants are growing everywhere. I mean, spring's here, guys. Well, it may not be spring there, but it's spring here. Oh yeah, it is. Well guys, I think I'm done for the day. I got all kinds of stuff going on out here in the high tunnel. This gardening season is just gonna be awesome. I'm really excited, looking forward to, learning everything I can about growing inside this high tunnel. I had this thing put up in April of last year, so it was May before I really got to plant anything in here. So it's still new. I've told you guys it's a learning process for me, and I hope you guys are enjoying it, because I know I'm having a blast, and it's awesome to get to be able to do this earlier in the year and get everything going. And then by the time, spring really gets here, I'll have everything ready to go, and I'm excited about it. And I've got a lot of little plants growing. So the next few weeks, this place is gonna look totally different in here. This high tunnel, I would say in 3 weeks, 4 weeks for sure, is gonna be just green everywhere. So I'm excited about it, and I've got a lot of good videos to come, I hope. And as long as you guys keep enjoying it, I'll keep making them. So thanks for watching, guys. Y'all have a great day. I'll see you on the next video.